everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Wild Beyond the Witchlight, Part 2, the Big Top Extravaganza. Today is December 12th, 2021, and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards where anywhere audio casts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us on that Discord, or on our Discord. You can find the link in the Twitch chat to the side over yonder, or on the description of this video or audio cast down below. And we will, again, do our best to respond in kind. But let's say that you already support us on Twitch, you already support us on YouTube and Patreon and all of those other things, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, and we also have, most importantly of all, Tia masks. That's right, we have face masks in the design with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, designed by our very own Cyberwolf1201, where all of the proceeds of those face masks end up going to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause, or possibly help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is indooradventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. Now I'm going to continue to drink most of this coffee to continue this upbeat, energetic vibe that I got going on while the rest of the cast introduces themselves. Hey, RJ, who are you playing tonight?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ. I'm not playing Clout tonight. I'm playing Vice, the Tiefling Rogue, and we both go by he, him.
Hey y'all, I'm Sarah, and I'll be playing Miss Lowry Moon, and I'm here to help. We both use she, her pronouns.
I am Mediaflare, and I'll go be playing Pamferdam. I use she, he, they pronouns.
Everybody, I'm Wings, she, her, and I'm playing as Clout Imkin. He's a bard, tiefling bard, he, him.
And I am the indoor adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be your dungeon master. So, last we left off, we witnessed the birthing and arrival of the Witchlight Carnival, and the arrival of each of our intrepid adventurers, as well as one of the workers who seems that they have just sort of been roped in to all of these shenanigans that you have experienced so far. Thus, shenanigans being a practical joke played on two of the would-be party members, where our dear friend Vice was using a little bit of telekinesis to make them believe that one of the that a wisp, a creature known as Whisper, was speaking to them telepathically, asking if they would like to play. That ended up not being the case. There was a plethora of carnival games that were attempted to be won. None of them exactly successful until, as luck would have it, you all decided to go to the feasting orchard and enter yourselves into a custard pie eating contest. They were more like cupcakes, but still. And again, as luck would have it, in the wildest turn of events, who would have won this eating contest other than the smallest individual at the table, our very own Pamferdam, who then won a cupcake of invisibility that functions very similarly to a potion of invisibility for you to consume at a later point in time. It was at that point, after the contest had been completed, Lowry, you were just waking up, having eaten too many of these custard cupcakes, that you all saw a dark-skinned gnome with a 10-string lute that, Clout, you actually are at least partially familiar with at this point, who seemed to wave at you all post contest and sort of made a motion for you all to come over in her direction. And that is where we left off last week. So I'll start this with a very simple question. I feel like I know the answer, but are y'all going over to the gnome who's waving you on, or are you just going to be like, no thank you, and then heading on out?
Hey, well, that person keeps waving at us. I think they're trying to get our attention.
So they are.
Maybe they need some help.
Okay, let's go see what they want.
Okay. And as the four of you make your way over, the individual continues to pluck at their 10-string lute. They have like what appears to be like an albino frog, lizard, some sort of reptilian amphibian creature. It looks almost like a large salamander, if anything. All white skin, beady red eyes. It look very cute though. That just seems to sort of be like resting on her lap, almost kind of like a smaller of the what are they, Tengu lizards? That are just sort of like almost like house cats, but reptiles. And as the four of you approach, she says, "Well, it's very nice to meet you all. I'm assuming Clout gave you all your tickets? Everything worked out well? The way that it should have, anyways?"
Sure did.
Yes,
3 tickets, 3 folks.
I had to ask around as to whom procured these tickets. I appreciate the free ride, as it were. What do you want?
Well, I want what everybody wants here at the carnival. I want a good time. I want you all to be making sure that you're having a good time. That's the easiest way, right? Well, that, and when I play the lute, tenor usually tells me that I should probably I should have contacted you all, and I did, in a sense, to make sure that, she kind of plucks a few strings again and like listens intently, to make sure that Carnival goes back to the way that it was. I'm not really sure what that means, but it does involve you all having as good of a time as you can, if that makes sense. Have you been enjoying the rides? Have you been winning at carnival games? I saw you, Mr. Inventor Man, beat those guys at the custard. What's all of your names, by the way?
Oh, I'm Pamferdam, Rusky.
Okay, Pamferdam.
Oh, you can call me Lowry.
Lowry.
What do you mean by turning the carnival back to the way it was?
Well, I'll answer that as soon
That's
as
a
you
long
answer my
name.
question. What was your name?
Vice.
All right. A little edgy, but I'm here for it.
No, edgy is my sword.
Ah, and he's funny. Handsome, too.
He'll like lean in, except it's a rapier, so it's more of a stabby.
Well, my name's Ellie. You can call me Elliwick. It's nice to meet all of you. Now, what I mean by Carnival wasn't owned by the right people, the two people that you see here, as you might have guessed, they don't really seem like they're of happy dispositions naturally, except that Mr. Lightfellow. He's a little
Weird.
interesting,
Yes.
eccentric even, but as far as, well, the Shadarkai, they're not typically ones for pomp and lights. However, they do seem to have a little bit going on. However, that's neither hither, thither, or yon. What we really need to talk about, though, with y'all being here, I don't know why I decided that this accent was the way that it was going the more that I started talking with her, but here we are. Is that, well, I'm not really sure, like I've said, about what it means to be having a good time at the carnival. I just know that this carnival specifically is like magically tied to joy, if that makes sense. Like, Clout, I think you know what I'm meaning on this one, where if everyone at the carnival is having a good time, the carnival's a great place to be. If everyone at the carnival's having a bad time and things continuously happen poorly at the carnival's having a bad time, and everyone can kind of get that vibe from it, even if you're not necessarily there, in order to experience that. Right? Am I making sense? Am I just too much caffeine?
I mean, the general vibe of a crowd is normal, but you seem to be implying that there's like an organized sort of magical effect going on here.
Yeah, did they not tell you about that?
Not necessarily, no.
So,
Does
go ahead.
the effect like last outside of the circus by any chance?
no.
Like, does it kind of heck you up permanently?
No. Well, not that I'm aware of. I don't think so.
Do you know
Okay.
how long Mr. Witch and Mr. Light have owned the circus?
That I am not certain of. This is honestly, I think, it's about my second time coming here. First,
But your
was I
instrument
second?
knows that someone else owned
Yes.
the circus.
It's the instrument I came into possession of. It's not like I was born with the lute in my hand, although there are certain tales about me that do suggest that because I'm such a good bard. However, again, that's mostly hearsay. I started playing when I was 2, so like it took me a couple years to get into it. But as she continues to talk, Clout, make a history check, or history or insight.
Come online as a bard yet. Yeah, they're both the same. I think insight is more up his alley. I got a 3.
Okay, yeah. Nothing about this conversation strikes you as anything exceeding. Like, you're like a bouncer. You're the ticket man. Like, doesn't bother you. Just make sure everyone has a ticket.
Yep. I think he isn't even really paying that much attention. He's like kind of like looking out over the crowd, just out of habit, making sure nobody's making any trouble.
So, what concern is it of you if there's something hinky going on with the Carnival of Laughs?
Well, it concerns me because this carnival is tied to other things. It's
what?
not- So this carnival is from a place beyond, right? It's originally from the Feywild. It is now owned by individuals who are from the Shadowfell. So there's some planar disparity going on here. Feywild, Shadowfell, but somehow the two ended up meeting. Somehow these individuals ended up coming into ownership of the carnival. Whenever things happen that have a interplanar ramification, let's say that there is a group of, we'll call them concerned citizens, who take it upon themselves to question why that's the case. Right? Like, so say like something in your neighborhood's going wonky, and then you want to find out, and like you and a bunch of other folk who are from the neighborhood end up figuring it out. Well, that's the same with other individuals who notice things on a more planar level that might be happening differently than they had anticipated.
Okay, so you're like a detective person.
Yeah, you know what? Let's call me a detective. I like the sound of that. That sounds good. Detective Eliwick. Constable Tungstrom.
As Eliwick is saying detective, Vice just like looks at her hands to make sure that the thumbs are on right.
Yeah, no, she's honest, like she's doing what she's supposed to. Like idly playing, but she's expertly going for it.
Mm.
Now, the easiest way that y'all can help me in this neighborhood watch kind of situation is to be able to talk to Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, and maybe they have some kind of understanding about it. Again, there is magic in this carnival that's involved. If you can't feel it necessarily, maybe you should just like open up your senses a little bit. Or you might just not be at that point yet. But there is magic here. And the magic that affects you here in this little patch of Feywild that pops up on the material plane could possibly have well, influence beyond in other places. So it's always best to be on your behavior wherever you might be. Always be doing your best to help people. Now, for the purpose of this carnival, the reason I bought y'all tickets is because old Tenor here, and she points to her 10-string lute, when I was playing, gave me the idea, or vision, rather, of a bunch of smiling faces. Faces I like to see. I like seeing smiling faces. I like seeing crowds of happy people. I don't like seeing sad people. Now, the source of all of that was someone who looked like you, points towards you, Lowry. Someone who looked like you, points to you, Pamferdam. And somebody who looked like you. And she points to you, Vice. Vice, make an insight check.
Oh, I did not mute the sound. I got a 15.
A 15? Vice, this is perfect. This is not the first time this carnival somebody has thought you were somebody else.
Wrong guy. Got it.
And someone who kind of looks like you. And she points towards you, Clout.
What?
Like specifically us, or like a general feature range of like sub-race categories?
It's like a 95% you, 95% you, 95% you. Like, unless there is like some weird 5% chance that my loot is wrong or made a poor decision on this, I doubt that. Tenor and I have been together for far too long for me to even consider that it would make a mistake in this option.
Are you saying that Tenor is in some way like sentient or sapient?
Sentient, yes. Sapient, I don't think so.
Well, that's interesting. Do you know who made it?
Tenor's been around for a long, long time. As far as who made it, I don't know. To be quite
That's
fair.
interesting. Does Tenor talk?
That depends. Have you ever listened to a song? Have you ever listened to an instrumental before and felt to yourself that it is speaking to you?
No, not really. I'm not much of a music person. I'm more of like the sounds of whirring machines.
All right. So, well, if that's the case, say you're working on you don't have cars here yet. Say that you're working on a motor of sorts, right? And it's like making noises that it's not supposed to, but then all of a sudden it starts making the noise that it is supposed to. And you can think to yourself and you acknowledge to yourself, it is telling me that this is the issue. Like if there's like some kind of belt that's off, or if it doesn't have enough of like the dinosaur juice in it, like oil or whatever it is, like you can usually tell when something's wrong with it, right?
Right.
Well, that's the same way with a song, is that when you're playing it, when you're listening to it, you can tell in the minutia if something's off. You can listen in on the tune that's coming from it, because half the time when I'm playing these songs, I mean, I'm thinking of them, I'm playing them as loud as I can in front of crowds, hundreds of people, thousands of people even sometimes. I haven't hit the millions yet. I don't think I ever will, but just in case I find a speaker loud enough, you bet your bottoms I'll be there. But if there was a situation where you're playing a song or you're working on this engine and you're hearing it and it's telling you something, you can feel it telling you something, and you get your power, in my case, well, Bard, right? My magic comes from music. Magic is as we found out with the Sundering, magic's kind of in everything. So if I can hear the weave of magic through Tenor, and the weave itself is telling me a very specific thing, I want to believe in that story, in that song. Even if it's not words, I still know if something's right or wrong.
So essentially you're saying that you have the capacity to interpret what the music says?
Yeah.
Oh, can you ask it a question for me?
I can certainly try.
Who is your manufacturer?
Okay. And she pauses a little bit and
Like look expectantly at the loot.
she plays it. And as she's playing, like it starts off slow and then it picks up a little bit. And the styling of music, for those of you who have an ear for that sort of thing, Pamferdam, you said that like music is not exactly your forte.
No, these are sure are vibrations, all right.
It is elven in make. Like the song that is coming off is elven styling. Well, I would say back from possibly the first Wanderers. Back when they were still Star Children, making their way about the plains, and then they decided to settle down and made Old Tenor here.
What you're saying, Star Children, Wanderers. Can you explain me what those are?
She says, just like, sort of laughs to herself and just, oh, they're elves. They're elves. As to who specifically, I'm not sure if Tenor even remembers or if Tenor has the capability of telling me that.
Okay. All right. I guess I'll kind of ask around. You said you got it? Do you remember like who gave it to you? I'm sorry. I'm really curious about your toy there.
She just smiles and shakes her head. She says, no, it's fine. But that's enough about me. If there's one thing, again, that I could ask of all of you, is that you just enjoy the carnival. Enjoy the carnival as much as it can. In about an hour or so, there's going to be, they call it the Big Top Extravaganza, where, and Clout, you know what the Big Top Extravaganza is. It's where a bunch of performers come out. They put on the best show that they can. And then at the end, the owners, Mr. Witch, Mr. Light, are going to ask people within the audience if they have a special talent, if they have something that they would like to showcase for everybody else, almost like show and tell. If that ends up being the case, one of y'all should go up and perform to impress them, and if they are impressed, they may offer to bring you in on what it is that's going on here. Now, you could either enter by yourself or as a group, but either way.
Wait, I might have blacked out a little bit. What's this Big Top competition?
It's a performance. It's a performance where at the end they ask if y'all want to join in.
I think it sounds like a lot of fun.
That's the right idea.
Well, what kind of performance? Like, is this like a poetry slam? I might not be that great at those.
It's up to you. You got a special talent that you think that you could showcase to everybody in a matter of seconds?
I do. I'm pretty good at some stuff.
Do you happen to have a spare vial in your pack, ma'am?
That I do not.
I'll make do.
Now, as far as if y'all end up needing tickets again, or anything such as the like, I'm just going to be here at the Feasting Orchard. I found well, as long as I keep playing for people, they just keep buying me drinks and buying me food. And if there's one thing I love doing, it's playing to an audience. So I'm just going to be here, but if there's anything that you all would like to do, anybody that you'd prefer to talk to, now is probably the time to do it.
Other than Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, would you happen to know who's been working here the longest?
Working here the longest? Why, that would probably be... His name's Thaco. He's a clown. But he doesn't really talk to people. He more like works in like the back end and Clout. You know that Thaco the clown he's not a fun guy to work with at all.
Would you say he's a little obtuse?
A little obtuse. Just
Kind
a
of-
little
kind of-
bit.
Just
Kind of like-
kind of hard to understand, and
Like the
Just-
ruling for hitting 0 AC in second edition.
What?
THACO.
No,
Yeah,
there's
a
no
lot like
way
that.
that they would have named this sad clown after that rule. No way.
oh, buddy.
Well, maybe we should go talk to them.
Otherwise, well, my guess would either be there's a young, I want to say it's a young old tree. Like it's a tree ant that's not really like old growth yet, but he's been around for a while, and generally he like helps move things aside, gets all the trees out of the way, so that way when the carnival happens, they aren't like breaking down parts of the forest, and then when they leave, they just bring the trees back. Either him or the horsewoman. She's been around for a while.
We should talk to all three, especially the tree. Trees are wonderful.
I'm glad you
What-
think that.
Do I know about the tree?
Yes. The tree's name is Northwind. He is a native of the Feywild. He usually hangs out with an awakened squirrel named Red, and they are in charge of operating the Dragonfly Ride. Because this is a Feywild carnival, they have there are giant dragonflies that you can actually like hop onto the back of and then ride around the festival with. Similarly, the horsewoman, whose name is, let me get that for you, Diana Cloppington.
Oh my god.
Diana Cloppington, the horsewoman. Let me show you a picture of her as well.
Oh, she's pretty.
I love her.
Now,
This is beautiful.
talking with Diana, you know, she is not a centaur. She is a horsewoman.
What does that mean?
That means, and again, Clout, as a Witchlight hand, you would know this. At a certain point in her life, she was separated from her favorite warhorse, ended up speaking to a hag about reuniting her with her favorite warhorse, an agreement that the hag was quite ready to fulfill.
So
This is the ending of Centaur World that I did not want to see.
Yes, like I said, she is a horsewoman. She is not a centaur.
So you're
I
telling
see.
me they made a still living Knuckleavi or
Knucklevy?
Knucklevy.
Knucklevy? Except there's no horse head anymore.
No, there's a people body.
God.
Again,
Okay.
Diana Cloppington is her name.
Yeah, I want to say that like Clout learned this story and had a horseshoe shaped like black eye for like a week afterwards.
Yeah.
So he just kind of like winces when she's mentioned. So what you're saying is the weave talks to you through music. And he just sort of like points at the lute.
Yeah.
And it's telling you that something is wrong here,
Yes.
and you don't know what.
Also correct.
It's pretty par for the course for mysticism to be a bit vague.
Mm-hmm.
And I might have lost track of the answer on this one. You said that this might be affecting things outside of the camp too, or the circus too.
Yes.
Okay, that's something. All right. But why do so? Your dream said that we all are like in the talent show together. Is that what you're saying? We have to go do that together.
Well-
That's like mandatory.
You don't have to do it together as a mandatory thing. Again, as long as like you all acknowledge that you're part of a group, you can either perform together if you don't feel comfortable going up by yourself, or if one of you ends up being successful, somebody might try and find you afterward and say like, hey, so-and-so wants to go and talk to you. Like, make sure that you're like, all right, is it cool if I bring my friends? Instead of just saying like, all right, I'll talk to y'all later, and then you never speak to each other again. Because that would sort of put a damper on this whole plan, and we'd probably have to meet up in like 8 years, or she plays a little bit. I don't know. It's saying something about re-rolling characters. I don't understand what that means, but I think we'd have to try again.
But we can't do that. We already have the aught up.
My bank account really can't handle me going another 8 years without work, so I'm gonna have to say I probably should get invested in whatever this is about.
I think Clout looks at you weird for a second. Okay. Everything that you're saying is crazy, but that's par for the course for this place. For the record, I've been here for 8 years. It does feel like something's weird going on here. I thought it was just Feywild stuff, but yeah, something does feel wrong.
What time did you see that show was going on?
Oh, it's about an hour, so you got at least
fuck?
time to go and enjoy one of the rides.
And she may sound crazy, but he just sort of looks down at his tattoos for a second. I think she's telling the truth. And that's a lot coming from me. He just sort of like crosses his arms and looks away.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't have a frame of reference.
Neither do I.
Same.
I don't really either, but like the loot seems to think that it's okay.
Honestly, you
Well, so
working
far
as
the loot stuff is checked out, I think.
Dragonfly Ride, anyone?
Yes. And then after that, we should go talk to the Clout and maybe get some funnel cake.
Do we have time for all of that? Like, we should also like plan a show or something in
Yeah.
between all of this. Like, maybe we talk about we like workshop some stuff while we're on the dragonflies.
That's a good idea.
I don't think we're gonna have time to workshop something while on a ride, but we can try as we walk and talk.
Well, what's everyone good at doing?
Well, I'm really good with my hands, but I wouldn't say that I'm like as good as I used to be about stuff. So I can like make things. It's just never really 100% what I plan. So it kind of has to be someone else's directions.
I can play an
Okay.
instrument.
What instrument?
Viol, lute, anything stringed, really.
Okay.
Instrument?
What?
Do you have an instrument?
Nope. Didn't think I would need one at a carnival.
He just sort of grumbles to himself and looks away.
Oh
We'll
wait,
work
what kind
something
of
out.
instrument can you make? I got some stuff. I could probably like put something together real quick for you.
By all means. It's not gonna be a Stradivarius, but it'll do.
Oh, well, I'm not really familiar with the instrument. What's the Stradivarium?
It's like a violin, basically.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because this is Forgotten Realms, is it a Stradivarius?
It would have never
Yeah.
made it out of. It would have never made it out of Barovia, though. That's the thing.
I hate it.
Yes, it would have. The
It only
Vistani
plays
could have taken it
dirges.
out.
They're more loot people.
I was also going to say
mandolin.
Kefris and Irina are in this carnival.
Oh yeah, true.
Okay. It's gotta take me a couple minutes to put it together. If I can measure your arms real quick, so make sure that like it rests right on your chin, and you all do the dragonfly thing, I probably could get it done by the time you get finished with the ride.
Vice just sticks their arms out.
And like fumble through some of the pouches on my side, and Pam pulls out like a kind of like cloth tape measure and just some quick measurements on Vice.
All right, cool. And what's your favorite color, by the way?
Black.
You have an aversion to sharp things?
I have a penchant for sharp things.
Okay, that's gonna be working out then. All right, I think I can make something work.
Incredible.
I'm excited to see this.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Clout looks to Lowry. What do you do?
Oh, I grow things and I help people.
All right. You got to work with me here. Like,
Uh-huh.
how can you turn that into something that you can do in front of an audience?
Well, I can grow things in front of an audience. That's never been a problem.
So you can do it like fast then.
Would you grow me a beanpole so I can do a strip dance?
I could grow you a beanstalk, but the bean pole is what holds up the stalk.
Also,
Okay,
there's like a
listen
lot of
here,
kids
buddy.
here,
Kids come to
and
this
yeah,
carnival.
I'm not really cool with that.
There's just a shit-eating grin on his face.
Or you could make like big mushrooms that make spores, but like non-lethal spores, and it could be like a pyro thing in the background.
Oh, yeah, that would be totally easy. I grew
Or
my
you're
hat
not,
in
like,
20 minutes.
So you can do special
Oh.
effects, and then the
Cheap.
two of you. Listen, you got to really wow these guys, okay? They've seen everything.
They've seen someone grow a mushroom hat.
It's possible. I don't know. Not in the last 8 years. But it's not about doing something that nobody's ever done before. It's about doing it better and different than anything they've ever seen.
With a bit of pizzazz.
I'll definitely make something
It's
different.
not about what you do, it's about how you do it.
I'll throw in a jazz hand at the end of the performance, for fuck's sake.
Can you throw in a smile too? Please?
No.
Maybe we should put him in the back.
Well, it'd be kind of weird if the person playing the music is hiding. So what if we just does anyone have illusion magic? We could like put a smile on them, put on a happy face, you know?
Isa started walking away towards the Dragonfly Ride.
I could cover him in glitter with fairy fire.
Like waddle behind Vice as we talk.
We continue to discuss our potential performance.
Okay.
And if
Hey, what's
anybody
the legality of adding flamethrowers to props?
suggests that Clout join the performance, he insists that he's not a performer.
It's conflict of interest.
Ah, I
Like,
get it.
he-
Grower,
it's-
not a shower.
He's already
Ah.
a employee. This is for audience members. Not
How
really.
good are you at working a crowd?
Oh yeah, can be a hype person.
Just sort of like looks at you and then just like,
No, that's
No,
working
no,
someone
not like
over.
that. Yeah. No, just
Oh,
like,
Well,
walking up
threat
behind
kind of
people.
votes.
yeah, just walk up behind people in the crowd and just mention how good we're doing and how wonderful we are.
Yeah, or
Oh,
like
yeah.
squeeze their shoulder really hard and tell them that they
I've-
should vote for us.
sure, yeah, no, I've
Mm.
definitely done that before.
That might not lead to true joy. Maybe influence, but not force.
Carnival Baka, basically.
Or like a very well crafted fae.
I'll see what I can do. I will make sure that you get in front of them.
Okay.
I can promise at least that.
Don't have the map open, but how far away is the Dragonfly Ride from?
It's like right next to it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
just
super
right
close.
across the road. Like this conversation happens, and then like we linger
Like,
outside
already
a
in
little
line.
bit. Yeah.
It's while you're standing in line to do this. So when you arrive, there are huge lily pads that rest on the surface of a pool glistening with a phosphorescent algae. Giant dragonflies use the lily pads as landing platforms, buzzing loudly overhead with wings as brilliant as stained glass windows, and alighting briefly to drop off and pick up excited passengers. Near the entrance, a small, smiling tree turns your way and beckons you over. A red squirrel clings to its leafy canopy, peering at you suspiciously.
Hey, Northwind, Red. These
Oh,
guys
hey
want to talk to you.
there.
Okay.
Oh, it's good to see you again, Clout. How have you been?
Take 5. I'm gonna take over the dragon rides.
Oh, okay. That's awful nice of you. I don't think that he's very nice at all. Oh, how do you say that, Red? Well, because he's always being mean and stuff. You think everybody's mean. Clout's fine. Hey! Who are you young people who've decided to come on board of the Dragonflies? Have you ever flown before?
Once. Not by my own choice, really.
In
It was out a
machines.
window.
Oh, that's awful nice. Well, Clout, you know that I can't exactly let you fully take over, but if you want to help supervise, you're more than welcome to.
Now, just for a second, these guys want to talk to you.
Oh, I
Hey,
can
kid,
do
you're not
that.
tall enough. Get out of here.
It's that Scott Farkas looking kid. Just,
Yeah,
and he like
exactly.
gives you the bird and he runs off. It's like, he's rather rude, bringing down the whole mood of the carnival.
Should I get him?
No, he's fine. Yeah, you should get him. No, Red, he's fine. We'll just tell his parents or something if they end up coming through.
I'm sure that'll work, Northwind.
Northwind usually just assumes that the parents will, like, talk to the children. Clout,
Yeah,
you
no.
as somebody who has worked at this carnival knows the parents rarely talk to the children.
Parents suck. Who needs them anyway?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Developing species.
All right, so the three of you that are going to be getting on, or no, the three of you are not going to be getting on the Dragonfly Ride. You wanted to talk to Northwind. While Clout, you are busy like making sure and checking to make sure that everything is on the up and up for this Dragonfly Ride. And you can see that these giant dragonflies are making like a lazy figure eight around the thoroughfare of the carnival. It's just sort of like an aerial view. It'd be pretty fun, but that's not what you guys are here for. Maybe after the conversation. So
Yo, keep your hands and arms inside the bug.
Northwind, then you see just sort of like hunkers down next to you and just, here, step on over into my shade. And he like tilts his head forward a little bit so that way this giant bow that he has on his head actually creates a nice little shady spot. It is in the evening at this point. It's like 11 o'clock, but with the Fey magic that's still lighting up this place, it's always in a perpetual state of like that like peak summer evening, like right as the sun's going down, perfect orange sky. Like it's always just in that like era of beautiful twilight that seems to exist here. So the shade actually is rather welcome. And he says, "Oh, y'all wanted to talk to me about something. How's it going there, small ones? My name's Northwind. This here is Red. How can we be of assistance today at the Witchlight Carnival?"
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Northwind, and
Please, Mr. Northwind was my progenitor. You can just call me Northwind.
right. We were told that you're one of the longest working employees for the Witchlight Carnival.
Well, of course. I started when I was just a sapling. No more than one ring big.
Well, before the Witchlight, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light took over, apparently there was an owner before that.
Oh, yeah, Zabilda.
Right. What happened between those three?
I don't rightly know, to be fair. Was it Zabilda? No, that was somebody else. Zabilda, she was over in Prismere. And then some things happened there. That's the last I heard of it. I've been working at the carnival for a while. But basically, there was a night of like cards or drinks or cards and drinks, or maybe it was like some kind of contest of wits. Either way, after a certain point, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, they became the owners of the carnival.
Lovely.
But to be fair, I don't even think that they really own the carnival. It's more of they own the tools that operate the carnival. Like, if Mr. Witch lost that pocket watch that he has, I don't know if the carnival would even still be running.
What do you mean by what do you mean by that? Like the pocket watch like run the machines here?
Oh, it's like all that magic stuff, you know? Like, he just, like, opens it and then says some words into it, and then carnival happens. When the carnival's done, when the thing inside goes ding and stuff, he closes the pocket watch, carnival folds in on itself, and then I move the trees. And then when all the trees are back the way that they should, I talk to them first, make sure that they're not trying to get planted in any prime positions that they weren't in before. And we move on.
And what was the name of this person that owned this place beforehand, back when it was like cards and stuff?
Back when it was cards and stuff, let me do a old checkaroonie to see if I remember it. I don't remember. I was only about 2-3 rings deep at that point.
And the former owner doesn't still travel with the carnival at all?
Oh, no. I remember that much. No, there was an old switcheroony that happened where Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, they had a carnival, but they didn't really like the carnival that they had. And then the other lady, she had this carnival, and they thought, you know, wouldn't it be nice if we could just whoop the other way for like a little bit? And I think it's still going on.
Have they extended past their like borrowing date or anything? Have they like agreed on a specific amount of time that they were going to trade it with each other?
I have
And
no
what
idea.
is this other circus?
Where's the other circus? I
Or
don't
no,
know.
what is? Do you know its name? Like the Big Jamboree or something?
Not a clue. They told me not to worry about it, so I don't.
Well, ignorance is bliss, as they say.
Do you want to catch one of my sycamore seeds? He
Are
kind of
you-
like shakes his bow and the little like
Oh,
airplane seeds come tumbling out of it.
Pull open the pouch and kind of just collect a few as they fall.
Vice leans over to Red. For a moment there, I thought your friend was propositioning.
Don't be gross. You're gonna bring down the vibe of the whole carnival.
It was a joke, Red.
And he just like looks at you.
I caught 7 of them.
So let me see real quick.
You take 7 damage.
Take 7. What was it that we ate?
I don't want to talk about the cupcake damage.
Custard damage.
Custard damage.
Custard Damage is the name of a 90s comic book hero.
The custard can't hurt me anymore.
You think Sir Isaac Newton took 1 point of like apple damage?
Maybe.
Discovered
It
gravity.
was like knowledge damage.
No,
All right,
that's like
so
damage.
in order to catch one of the sycamore seeds, make a dexterity.
Oh
check.
gosh.
Sure will.
I'm so great at these.
Dexterity check.
I got a 17.
13.
15.
All right, you all check. Now, each of you roll me a d8.
Woo! Six.
6 for me.
3 for me.
Incredible. Vice, you were the exact person I wanted to roll a 3.
Oh
Pamferdam-
no!
Pamferdam and Lowry, as you catch your sycamore seed in your hand, it begins to glow, and you can see like golden light coming through each of your fingers, and when you open up your palm, there is a gold piece that is resting in your palm. It has the little, like the pressing on it looks actually like a small acorn. But it is a quite legitimate gold piece. Vice, on a 3, the welcome gift that you receive, the creature gains the following personality trait until dawn. I am easily amused. Any conflicting character trait is suppressed in the meantime.
What do you mean I am easily amused? Oh. Well then. This is going to be a grand old time.
Well, your mood suddenly improved.
As he's saying this, there is a smile, but like, it's not like a jovial smile. It's like someone who hasn't smiled in a very long time trying to remember how to smile, so it comes off as creepy.
Why doesn't it reach your eyes?
Hmm?
Your smile. It doesn't reach your... Is he okay?
I don't like this.
Oh, what wonders we're going to behold here at the carnival.
And
I think it's time for a snack.
as you say this, we're going to transfer back over to Clout. Clout, make a perception check as you are doing your best to maintain the Dragonfly Ride.
I got an 8.
An 8.
You'd think I'd train in perception with the kind of character that I'm playing, but it didn't.
Nah. Where's the fun in that? Yeah, Clout, something, I don't know, like, maybe they can sense that Red and Northwind are busy, but the dragonflies, like, as they're coming back and leaving again, they seem to just be, like, generally restless. Like, they seem to just, like, be like, I don't like this buzz buzz, or if that's the noise that dragonflies make.
All right. Well, they also do like the weird fly thing where they like clean their eyes.
With their pedipalps.
Yeah. He'll go and like, do the dragonflies talk, or is this like a messy?
I think this is a shush I see, but let me check if the giant dragonflies speak at all. I don't believe that they do. Their languages are
wild. Everything talks here.
Nope.
All right.
Long horse girl.
Even though it's a large dragonfly, does it still count as a tiny creature?
No. However,
Yeah.
it does still count as an animal if you were to use a skill such as animal handling, or if you were to use a talk with animal or a speak with animals like spell.
Do
My
they
racial spell thing
understand
requires
the
them to be
language?
tiny animals. They said language none.
Yeah, no language.
So they don't speak. Okay.
All right. I'll walk up to one of the dragonflies and just be like, "Hey, what's the problem?" You know, just sort of like patting it, trying to like get it to calm down.
Make a
Whoa.
animal handling check.
Whoa, dragonfly. Whoa.
The socioeconomic inequality has got me buzzed.
I got a 9.
A 9. There is a reason you don't typically help out wrangling the dragonflies. And as you are like coming up, you're just a little bit tougher, a little bit more gruff, not as relaxed as Northwind is, and they are like not having it. They do not want you near. If a dragonfly could rear, it would. It's sort of like on its like hind legs, and like gives you like the whinny and like buzzes, and like it's causing the audience to also be a little more to be a little bit more on edge, I would say. And at that point, as Vice, you are getting this smile back onto your face that does not extend to your eyes, as Lowry put it. Red is going to scurry up and down Northwind in a alarmed fashion. Just says, I knew he wasn't any good at wrangling the dragonflies. We need to go back. We need to help out. Oh my goodness. The carnival's going to be just, it's going to go down on the scale of happiness, Northwind, if we don't come back. And Northwind's just like, oh goodness, I didn't realize that this was going to be going on. I am so sorry. I hope I was able to answer all of your questions, but it seems like my flies are not buzzing the way that they should be. Now,
You should zip them back up.
if you'll excuse me, hey, this guy. And Northwind then just like kind of stands back up as best he can. And you see him like shuffle over the 20, 30 feet away from where he was with you and just, whoa there, little fella, calm down. And then you see like a little bit of like greenish magic extend out of his wooded palm and just buzz. Buzz, 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 buzz. Whoa, buzz. And the dragonfly just like... And then you see him like start like giving it, like if a dragonfly had a chin, he starts like giving it like wooded chin scritchies.
As this is all happening, may I make an attempt to collect some of the older bark break off of this person?
Sorry, you cut out there. The older what now?
The older bark, the more flimsy bark that's easily snapped off of a tree. Can I harvest some bark off of this person?
Are you going to ask, or are you just going to harvest?
Well, they seem very busy, so I'm just gonna...
Make a sleight of hand check.
All right. Operation couldn't possibly fail. 17.
17. They got a 7. Sometimes bark just falls off of me and I don't know where it came from.
I'll collect this all for my violin.
Yeah.
Pull it red. I didn't do that bad of a job.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right. About, I would say, like 30 minutes has gone by. You have time for one more ride before the Big Top. Now, if you were looking for other places that you could go that you have not yet gone to, there is, let me see, there is the carousel, and the carousel is where Diana Cloppington, the horsewoman, would be. There is the Hall of Illusions, where Candlefoot, the individual known as Candlefoot is. And Candlefoot actually is, Clout, you would know this, he is quite in love. And he is in love with Palasha. She is a merfolk who sings beautifully, and you have actually come to know that Palasha, when she sings, the color returns to Candlefoot. As Candlefoot, being a more monochromatic human man, the reason he's monochromatic is because of a wizard's curse. He was kind of like raised by a wizard when he was younger. Possibly wizard things went awry, and now he is just sort of like devoid of color.
I've seen this episode of Powerpuff Girls. Yeah, no, I totally ship it. They're cool. But you three, wanted to talk to the Horsewoman or Thaco the Clown.
Thaco the Clown. And Clout, you know, Thaco, he's that coworker that's always on smoke break.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, like, there's nothing you can do or say. He's been here the longest, like, he has tenure, but, like, he just doesn't really do much. He does stand by, typically, he guards the, he will guard, like, the staff room, where you keep all of your costumes and equipment. If you wanted to get a stringed instrument for Vice, you could probably find one there, but you would have to talk to Thaco about getting a hold of one.
Oh, Pamferdam's got Vice's stringed instrument handled. For sure. I have the utmost faith in Pamferdam. Pamferdam,
I'm sure we'll make something.
Anyway, Clout kind of like, I don't know, what is our method of time telling here?
Method of time telling?
Because it's not the sun.
It is not the sun. If anything, like, I would like to say that there are giant clocks that are kind of spaced around. Like, there's always going to be a standalone clock that is just generally, like, ticking away, that is going to be found above the travel marquees, like all of the, like, you are here, like, arrow points. You're always going to find a clock above them, so that way you know how much time you have left to enjoy the carnival.
All right, cool. I think Clout just sort of like claps his hands, rubs them together. He looks up at the clock and he says, I think we only have one time for one more stop before the big show. So, hate to recommend this. Do you guys want to split up, cover more ground? Because I tell you what, you guys do not want me around when you go see Die.
I'm gonna go to the carousel.
I'd like to go there too.
I was kind of gonna take this time to work on the violin, so I don't think I can be at either party. I was just gonna find like a bench or something to sit on.
I can find you a quiet spot. I'm gonna go see Thaco anyway, so.
Okay, I'll go with you, and you can talk to Thaco, and I'll just hang out nearby and work on this.
Yeah, I think that'll work out.
Pick up my tools.
Okay. So, only 2 episodes in and we split the party. Villainous laughter. So, Vice, you and Lowry are going to the carnival, or not the carnival, but the carousel itself. And when you arrive, let me get here. So, as you arrive, you see that there is a procession of wooden unicorns that stand motionless on a circular wooden platform. Fairgoers clamber onto the unicorns' backs, and a female centaur sets the ride in motion. The unicorns shake their manes and creak to life, cantering around the carousel to the delight of their riders. And again, as Clout has made mention, this is not a centaur. She looks very centaur-like, a centaur silhouette, even. However, this is just a woman who had a curse done unto her. And when you arrive, she ends up greeting you with a light and joy in her eyes, and she's welcome to the carousel, ride goers. Hello, my name is Diana. It is good to meet each and every single one of you. I'm sure that our lovely unicorns, and she makes motion to the carousel, would love to meet each and every single one of you as well. Hello. Is there anything that step right up, rather? Do you have tickets? Do you all have tickets? Otherwise, I can help direct you to the local ticket counter.
Vice holds up his ticket.
Oh, we have tickets. Actually, we came to talk to you.
Oh. I see. May I ask what about?
Oh, about the person who used to own this place before Mr. Witch and Mr. Light.
I see. I'm not allowed to discuss that as part of my contract. However, and she leans in to the two of you, there are a group of 8 individuals here who have been around for quite some time. She looks over at the carousel, at these like wooden unicorns that have come to life for the purpose of traveling around. There are certain things that I might not contractually be allowed to speak about. However, there are others who do not abide by the same laws and contracts as I do. I have learned the value of being very explicit in my contract. So again, there are certain things I am obligated not to speak of.
So, as per terms of your contract, when do you get off work?
Well, that's very forward. The dawn. As soon as the carnival ends, but then, alas, unless you were to join the carnival, I'm afraid I must leave as well.
Like ships passing in the night, then.
As they were. Shame. You're awful handsome.
Thank you. You're awfully... I don't know what to compliment, actually. You're gorgeous.
Just don't smile when you say it.
Okay.
Unicorns?
And at that, the carnival, the circling around that people were on stops. They get off. And as you get on, you realize that there are pairs, each of these unicorns, but it seems like names have actually been removed on some of them. So on the first pair, you see that there is a name tag for one of these unicorns, and that name says Fortune. On the other pair beside it, it is a capital B and then what looks like 3 letters that have been scrubbed away. On the second pair, you see that there is that one of them is named Fall, and the other is a PR, and then again, 3 letters have been removed. On the third pair, you see that one's name is Stone, the other's name is M, 2 spaces, and then an S. And then on the fourth pair, you see that there is one whose name is Stitch, and the other's name is what looks like 2 letters removed, an N, and then another letter removed.
Could you write that down somewhere for us?
I can do my best.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so that is Fortune B.
Johnny be good.
I'm posting it in Discord, or that was the Four Keeps chat. That's not even the right chat. So here, let me do this in Zoom.
I'll delete the stuff in.
Okay, thank you. So Fortune B and 3 spaces. Next was Fall PR, and then 1, 2, 3 spaces. Third was Stone, and then M, 2 spaces, an S. And then the fourth, Stitch, and then 2 spaces, an N, and a last space.
So which 2 do you want to take?
Oh, 2?
I was going to go ride as well.
I'll take Stitch.
We'll take the unicorn next to Stitch.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, so you hop upon it, and carousel begins. Unicorns seem to animate, and you go around the ride. And as you do, you hear a slight whinny from wherever it is that you have your ticket stowed, and when you look back, there is what looks like a small horseshoe that has punched one of the slots on the ticket to show that it has been used.
Interesting. So, Stitch and I can't read your name. We were told that you could give us information.
And when you say this, let me see.
You guys gonna talk to the fucking unicorns on the carousel?
Yeah,
Yes.
we were told we could.
That's really fun.
I regret being near Thaco right now.
And
No, go ahead.
when you say this, you hear Stitch say, they don't even know our names and they're still asking us questions. And all of the unicorns just as they continue around in their carousel.
Fucking hate this.
Are you wanting us to guess your names before you'll talk to us?
Oh, it's not even a guessing game. People write us all the time, and because of that, their legs rub along our name tags and drop it from us, but it's not like we're going to be the ones who actually tell you what our names are. You'll have to guess. If you guess correctly, then we will be maybe willing to share the information that you are looking for, maybe. And all of the unicorns once again laugh and bray, and just like, again, like as Danae was doing it, they are just like moving their fronts together. Just like all in unison, and people watching this carousel are just, haha, yay, carousel!
I don't know whether to be either amused or terrified that this is happening.
Oh, I think they're wonderful.
There's a little bit of horror to this, isn't there?
There's no horror
Why?
at the carnival. Not this one. The old one, maybe, but not this.
Something about the facsimile of life and mannequins. It said nothing.
What, have you never seen a construct before? Oh, I bet he's never seen a construct before.
Oh, Stitch, while I'm trying to learn your name, do you have a favorite flower? Or a favorite mushroom? I'm really good at mushrooms.
I don't like flowers or mushrooms.
Oh.
I cannot
Oh.
eat them. They only grow inside of my wood.
Well, I was thinking more of like a flower crown for you, but if you don't want one,
flower
Captain,
crowns.
that's
I
fine.
love flower crowns.
Okay, do you have
I like pansies.
pansies? Okay.
Yeah.
Lowry will start druid crafting pansies and a few other assorted flowers and mushrooms to make a flower crown for her unicorn.
Just real quick, I need you to do this for me. Can you say Flammenwerfer in that voice?
Flammenwerfer?
Thank you. That's all I needed. Well, the one over by Stone could be Moss.
They got your name right, Moss. Look at that. Look at that, yeah. You should
The
write
one
it on
by Fall, maybe Prune?
Prone?
Prune? Prune?
Ah, they're so close. So close. What a wonderful game we are playing.
Prance? No, that's...
Pride?
You've got it! Yes, Pride!
I did it! I'm really bad at word
yes, we
games.
are Pride and Fall!
Because pride cometh before the fall.
That is
Well, in
why
this case,
I am placed
afterwards.
slightly before Fall. Oh, you always make sure everyone knows that whenever they get on.
You look like more of a winter to me.
How many
Thank you.
spaces are next to the B in by Fortune? It's Fortune and then B
3.
space. 3.
Right?
Fortune favors the bold.
Yeah.
Moss doesn't grow on a rolling stone. Stitch.
You're so close. You've gotten everyone else. I can't believe you've forgotten
9.
me. Yes, you've got it, yay! They gotten all of us, yay! Oh, it's so fun. Now write our names on us in like permanent ink or something, so that way they stop rubbing off every time that we're here at the carnival.
Rubbing off.
You're gross. I like you.
He's
I'm
very
glad you're
easily
writing me.
amused.
This is fun.
He's
Can't
very
talk to the
easily
children
amused.
here.
What is the idiom behind Stitch and 9?
A stitch in 9 saves
A
time?
stitch in time.
Or a
saves
stitch in time saves 9, yeah. There was something that had to do with time.
You've gotten all of them. Yes, you've gotten all of us. Wunderbar. Ausgezeichnet. What is it that you are asking?
Oh, what was the carnival like with the previous owner?
The carnival was wonderful. It was a little dark, a little spooky. Sometimes there was like a glowing red sword that was there. Made sure everyone had a ticket. If they didn't,
What's
Lots
this-
of lots of Achtung, as it were.
stones were not the only thing that were rolling.
Oh no.
It was a bad time. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Mostly good for us. We're just a carousel.
Was the carnival still tied to joy at that time?
Yes. Jawohl.
So it was a bad time, but you had to have a good time.
It was necessary and required to have a good time. If you did not have a good time, what in the Nine Hills were you doing at this carnival?
Amusing myself.
So having a good time. It's pretty easy.
There's a stark difference between amusing myself and having fun, mostly for the people involved. But Magic Sword used to own Carnival, Lady something something. They traded.
Oh yeah. I don't know. It's not like people told us exactly what was going on.
It was just a shift in management, and you were left out of the loop.
Yes. We are
What-
horses. We are constructs.
What happens now if people stop having fun?
Well, if people stop having fun, then Mr. Light, Mr. Jingle Jangle, he has a rod. He goes around and makes sure that like everyone's having a good time. As best he can, anyways.
And what does Mr. Witch do?
Well, Mr. Witch, again, he runs a carnival. Make sure that everything is tick, 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 ticking away with that little clock of his.
So Mr. Light is the front-facing person, makes sure everyone's doing the having fun bit, and then Mr. Witch does all the background stuff. Got it.
Yeah. But there are others that work at the carnival as well. Sometimes they are not exactly people who like work at the carnival, like Diana or Candlefoot or that Clout fellow who got kicked in the face the other day. Oh, how wonderful it was seeing him get kicked in the face. Oh, so strong. Oh, what a good black eye.
If I were to bring Clout over here, would you be willing to recreate that situation?
Ah, yeah. We would love to see that situation get recreated.
We'll talk later.
Yeah. You are so nice.
No, you.
Thank you.
Flower crown.
Bitte.
Hmm.
Now, did all of you pay for your tickets?
Oh, someone paid for our ticket for us.
Ah, wunderbar. Wunderbar, wunderbar, wunderbar. Because if you do not pay for your ticket, one of the three will come after you.
Who will?
One of the three.
One of the three.
Yeah, there's a
One of the
little,
three
like,
what?
green skin looking girl. She comes by and like does things to you that make you like forget you even saw her. Another is like a small girl who does not wear shoes. She's super gross and icky. She wears like what looks like a pig mask, but she has like long black hair that makes her look very scary. Then there's like a ghost, like a straight ghost woman, but she has like a mask on her face that looks like a crescent moon. All three of these people, all three of these individuals, they are allowed to just meander about the carnival, looking for people who do not have their tickets.
As they speak about a ghost woman wearing a mask, I think Lowry sees that Vice's face darkens, but that creepy smile creeps up on his face.
Stop that.
Hmm?
Your face is doing the thing again.
Oh, sorry, it does that sometimes. Interesting.
Yeah, each one of those, like spooky, scary, snatch and grab types that take something from you, they work for hags.
Mm.
I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Oh no, in this case, it's a very bad thing. Like, we understand, not all hags are evil, yeah? These hags, super evil. Nasty pants. They are from the, how you say, Hourglass Coven, if you have heard of them at all.
Have I?
Make a history check.
It's an 11.
An 11. There are a lot of hags. There are a lot of covens. I mean, it's like, out of all hags, have you heard of these three specific ones?
Okay. No, I'm not familiar with them. I don't think they were a part of my book club.
Oh, I see. Is this like Duolingo kind of thing?
I'm sorry, what?
It's like a double entendre, like your book club. This is more like small coven. Big.
No, it's my book club. We meet on Thursdays.
I'm sure you do.
What? I did the reading.
Good. They're good. Now, the three that you're looking for, this Hourglass Coven. There is Bavlorna Blackclaw. She's nasty. She lives inside of a rambling cottage that's on some stilts in a face swamp. There's Scabatha Nightshade. She's very nasty. Scabatha, well, she lives in a dead, hollowed-out tree in an old forest, or so we've been told. And then there is Antolin Moongrave, and she's the one who's like super spooky ghost person, has like the moon face. It was somebody's shadow once, I think. She lives in like a mountaintop theater.
I'm sorry, did you say Scabatha or Stabatha?
Scabatha. Like when you have like an open wound that then like closes over like a scab. It's very gross. They are not nice people.
No.
Not good hags. All of their little sneaky pants, that they have coming through here. Not very fun. Brings down the mood of the carnival.
Why would they be involved with the carnival then?
I don't know. I'm just a carousel.
If someone wanted to talk to one of them, would it be okay to go and find them?
Well, if you wanted to, like, find one of the hags,
Yes.
I mean, you could try. I don't believe they are here. Then, from the Feywild, they just have, like, their agents come out. Every carnival.
Do they have any of their agents here now?
They usually do. So 1, 2, or 3 of them.
Do you happen to know where the next stop of the carnival is?
Next stop, no. Why would anybody tell us? We're just a carousel.
Because you work here and you're very essential to the carnival production.
We work here for like a couple minutes at a time while you go round in circles. And soon that circle is almost stopped, yeah? You got time for like 2 more questions and then kaput. We are back to just being wooded horses.
You know what? It's fine. They
Unicorn,
probably couldn't
sorry.
even describe the hags in detail. We probably wouldn't get any good information out of them anyways.
You're right. We would not be able to identify any of them.
So I'm guessing our best bet is to win that competition and talk to Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. Oh. Thank you, Stitch. Thank you, Nine. Stone, Moss, Fall, Pride, Fortune, Bold.
You all have been wunderbar. Greatly enjoy your time here at the carnival. And just remember, it's always good to help people like us. Remembering names, very powerful thing. But if you're looking or curious, there are people who say that illusions, mirrors, there is an air of thinness, as it were, between our world and the Feywild. We usually see those 3 coming from the Hall of Illusion. So maybe, just maybe, you'll want to check that out at some point. But alas, this has been the final turn.
Once again, any connection I make is a ship passing in the night. Goodbye, Fair Nine.
Goodbye, Fair. I never learned your name. And that is my one regret. And then they just revert back into being a wooden, just a wooden unicorn on the carousel. And Lowry, Stitch says, I will never forget you. As they revert back to wooden form. And the flower crown that you have given them turns wooden as well. And seems to
Lowry's
join
gonna
them.
give it a kiss on his little wooden nose.
We'll always have Paris Kid.
I have a bad
Blender,
idea.
You chose a great time to join it. Thank you for the follow.
I'm gonna confirm with I forgot her name already. The one who works the carousel ride,
Diana.
Diana,
Diana Cloppington.
Becky Apples. Diana Cloppington. If it is okay to carve the names of the unicorns onto them using
She
a knife.
looks at you with wide eyes and says, "Don't carve them."
I don't have any ink. Do you have a pen?
No.
That'll rub off as well.
What do you... No, you can't carve their names into it.
I made them a promise, though.
Yeah, then go find some ink. There are plenty of stalls. What do you mean you made them a promise?
I guess we guessed the names.
They're doing that shit again. Okay.
Yeah, answer me these riddles 3 or whatever.
That's fine. I told them to just be friendly to fairgoers, but if they want to play their silly games...
Also, I gave that one a flower crown. Please make sure no one takes it.
I will do my best. He seems rather attached to it now.
Thank you. And this is for you. And she's gonna pass her hand and druid craft I can't think of the scientific name, but it's a bird's nest mushroom. It looks like if you took a half an oyster and you put 3 silver eggs in the center of the oyster.
Oh, okay, cool.
Give it to Diana.
Diana greatly appreciates this.
Well, wish us luck. We're going to be participating in this contest.
And she nods and says, may you fare well in your contest. May victory suit you. And remember, don't make any deals with anyone until you have read the fine print.
Oh, I write the fine print.
Oh. I'm sure that's fine. Are you like a lawyer or something?
No.
Oh. Well.
2 hands on Lowry's shoulders.
What? If you ever want any help with your situation, here's my card. Bye!
She just takes it, looks at it, and then just like tucks
It just
it
has
into her
Lowry's
shirt.
name written on it in crayon.
Incredible. And he just she just like looks at it, smiles to herself, and just like tucks it into her shirt. And before we transfer over to see what Pamferdam and Clout have been up to when speaking with Thaco, that is where we are going to go into our break for the evening. We're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. Cheers! Hello, everybody, and welcome. We have returned from our break. I'm excited. Clout, you and Pamferdam have decided that you are going to go to the storage facility, or at least the staff room, and see if you could possibly talk to your co-worker Thaco, the sad clown. And Pamferdam, you wanted to sit slightly away from Clout so that way you could finish working on this stringed instrument that you are then going to be giving our dear friend Vice. So is that like so for my notes, I guess, is that an artificer thing, or are you just like actively going to be like trying to make a stringed instrument?
I collected some material. Otherwise, it's not directly a class thing, though I am going to use magical tinkering to enhance its effects once I make it.
Okay.
But hopefully, between the metal, wood, and teeth that I have acquired, I'll be able to make a pretty good violin.
All right. And do you have Tinkerer's tools?
Let me double check my BXPX. I believe I do. If not, I'm going to be winging it real hard.
Because what kind of gnome are you?
I am a
Because I think rock
forest gnome.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, I think rock gnomes just have that like base proficiency with Tinkerer's tools.
Mm-hmm. I have several kits. I have an alchemist kit,
Okay.
an herbalist kit, and a healer's kit.
Okay. Yeah. So you're just gonna be doing your best to make a general crafting roll.
Would it be possible for me to find him a Tinker's kit in the storage facility?
Yeah, you could definitely do that. In the meantime, Pamferdam, if you just want to start like getting all your stuff ready, you are more than welcome to do that as well. So Clout, as you approach the storage facility, you see that like the pathway is generally open. It doesn't look like there is, it doesn't look like there's any like real blockers. Like there are signs that are generally like, keep away, employees only, turn back if you don't turn back if you don't want the Jabberwock to get you, like just like general, like don't like get the fuck away. This is not where you're supposed to be. And Cloud, as you approach, then you see like sitting on a rock, like kind of off from the beaten path, smoking out of this pipe, is the sad, rotund figure of none other than Thaco, a clown that used to be very prominent in the Witchlight Carnival, but has since kind of fallen into more obscurity. It seems like people don't really come to the carnival in search of Thaco anymore, now that there's like all of these other things going on. And the first thing that he says upon seeing you is, "Hey, you know that there's not supposed to be..." "Oh, hey, Clout, how's it going?"
Hey, Thaco. We're just gonna be here for a bit.
"Who's we?" "New hire."
He like steps to the side. And he's like,
Hi.
This here's Pamferdam.
"So, what are you both doing here? Is this some sort of, like, special tour that you're giving?" And he, like, gives you a wink, Clout. In
No.
which case, like, we got other tents for that. Like, you can't be doing that back here.
No, Thaco. That's not what this is.
Oh.
He'll like sort of gesture for Pamferdam to like a crate that like, you know, probably has like a card game half played there. And he just sort of like sweeps it all like off onto the floor.
I was in the
like,
middle of that.
Nobody plays cards with you anymore, Thaco.
I know, that's why I was playing Spider all by myself.
This is important.
That game was important to me. But nobody gives a shit about Thaco anymore.
Clout will pull a pipe out of his vest and start tamping down some tobacco. He'll light it up, take a puff, and then hand it to Thaco.
Thaco puts down the pipe that he was smoking and takes your pipe.
This is the good stuff.
No, that's the one thing I like about you, kid. You got a good sense of the good stuff. Not like all these other hacks that work here.
He'll sit down next to Thaco. So, you've been here a long time, right? Longer than me, longer than everybody else.
Yeah.
So, you remember when this was under different management, right?
Yeah. What's it to you?
What's the story behind all that? Like, I came under some information that all of this whole operation is more than it seems.
Oh, really? And who's the one who told you that?
Well, that's for me to know and for you to maybe find out if you're willing to fess up.
Fess up to what?
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to figure things out.
Make a
I'll
persuasion check.
Okay. I didn't train in that either. There it is. Okay. I got a 9.
Look, as far as I'm aware, and he takes a couple more puffs off the pipe, and he breathes out, much like Gandalf when he like creates the ring and then a ship to go through it. It seems like Thaco has spent most of his time learning pipe magic, as it were, not necessarily perfecting any new tricks. And he says, as far as I know, owners played a game of cards, not unlike the one that you unceremoniously rooted off the top of that very important crate that your friend seems to be taking his time with.
Stay on topic, Thaco.
I'm just gonna take a couple of nails out of this box, if that's okay. I'm gonna take this one.
Look, if he's building like a bomb or something, you really like. I gotta know. That's like
No.
for
This
safety
dude's
reasons.
legit. I've seen his work. Okay, he's an artist. Okay, leave him be.
Okay. I'm telling you everything that I know. There was a lady who used to own the carnival. I got hired like the next week. Before I even knew anybody else's names, 2 guys show up. They're like, hey, our carnival, blah, 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 it's boring. We want this carnival. It seems a lot more fun, a lot more exciting. It's got like colors and shit. It's got that funny clown. I like that funny clown, and they point at me. And then, next thing I know, they're all like, let's get drunk, play cards and some shit. They go in, they play their cards, they get drunk, whatever. Next thing I know, hey, guess what? New owner. Then I get to meet Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, and they've treated me right ever since.
Right. Okay. But here's the thing. They're really weird about making sure people have a good time here.
Yeah, it's a carnival.
Yeah,
You want them
no,
to
I
have a
get it.
mundane time? You want them to have a bad time? No, you want them to have a good time. That's why I'm not fucking out there anymore. It's because they
want them to have
realize
a good
I'm making
time,
them
then
have
why
a
are they
bad
stealing
time.
shit from them?
What?
He sort of looks over at Pamferdam and quiets down, leans in closer. The ticket thing.
Yeah.
People don't have tickets, then they're free game. I try to get rid of these thieves, and Light tells me not to. What's up with that? There's something going on here, and I need to find out.
Look, you want to find out, do it on your own time. As far as they're thieves, they're anything like that, I ain't heard of them. I ain't seen them. They ain't stolen from me.
Sure you haven't, Thaco.
However, so you know that guy Candlefoot, right? Like the grayscale one, dating the fish or whatever. He got something stolen from him today. Damnedest thing, too. You could tell he was all nervous. It was hilarious. Funnier than any set I've ever made. He went up to his beloved, as it were, whose name I definitely remember. She's been with us a long time, too. Palasha. He goes up to her, and he's getting ready to confess his feelings and all of his love, all of that, and he can't find the words. But it's not because he can't find the words, and it's not because they ain't coming. He just can't actually make them. Straight up lost it. Not like an illness or anything. He got checked out by the doctor. They just gone.
What? Somebody stole his voice?
I think so.
Was it one of those guys?
No.
One of the three?
I don't know. Like you said. Like I've told you before. I ain't seen any kind of three.
How come nobody told me?
Because you were busy at the ticket booth with Nikolai.
God. There's something bigger going on here, Thaco. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna find out.
Oh, good luck to you. Thanks for the good smokes.
You can keep the pipe.
Thanks for the pipe. And then he puts both pipes into his mouth.
Sorry. Weird ass clown. He'll walk over to Pamferdam. How's it going?
I will find out, I suppose, in a second.
Yes, Pamferdam. So you said that you are not skilled in Tinkerer's tools, that you do not have this proficiency.
Oh, the proficiency
Yeah, do you
I
have
have. I just don't have the item.
Okay, so let us say that you have acquired a set of Tinkerer's tools from this. So I would like for you to roll me a dexterity check and add your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Either dexterity or intelligence, whichever one you think would work
Sure, I'm
better.
going to opt for intelligence.
Okay.
All right. Plus proficiency,
Plus
you said?
proficiency.
Okay, so that is 19.
Okay, so with a 19, describe the instrument that you have managed to create out of nails and sharp objects and teeth and other things.
Mm-hmm. So in Pamferdam's mind, their final product looks like a nice kind of like dark wood oak violin with maybe a little bit of kind of like flowery pedal effects coming from the edges of the violin itself and the whatever this stringy tool is. I don't actually play the violin.
The bow.
The bow looks like a little lily of the valley that you can strum across it. Unfortunately, there seems to be a communication problem between Pamferdam's head and their hands when they work. So instead, there is a very jagged wooden violin that kind of looks like it was made to look like a scorpion. And you rest your head where the like chitinous, there's like a little like jaw resting point here for your neck. And you hold the scorpion's tail. That's where you twist the stingers, which are made out of teeth. These little teeth, you twist the teeth in order to tune the strings. And then it looks like the strings were made out of me kind of just mashing down those nails I have been plucking up, and some of the ones I might have already had. And the string itself kind of looks like a small like hand saw made with some sort of like rusted metal I found. It's a little on the red side. Altogether, a pretty cute appearance. I think the kids would love it. I'm a great toy maker.
So you like pull it out to show Clout, and he goes, "Huh."
Oh yeah, I think this one's gonna work. I think I kind of model it off of a flat. Oh, all right. Well, it functionally works. It's just not exactly.
Yeah, no, we didn't have the best materials for you, so I guess this makes sense.
It's kind of just how it always turns out these days.
Really?
Yeah. Well, like, okay, so I don't know if like you might know because you work here, but like I went here last time the circus was around, and I may not have paid for my ticket. I was younger back then. Obviously, it was like 8 years ago, but I don't know. When I came out, I got kind of lost my creative flow a little bit, and I can't really tell myself what I want to do. Is that like a punishment kind of thing that y'all enforce here?
No, we don't do that.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking maybe then that. Well, I was originally thinking that maybe like what's happening here is like kind of like what's happening with. I'll figure it out.
No. Like, we don't do that, but yeah, it happens here. You don't
That's
pay for a
like
ticket,
not really
then-
like a safety thing. You should ignore. I'm just saying for like future reference.
Believe me, I try, but light doesn't let me stop it.
So you're like aware of the safety hazards, and like the boss kind of just lets this go. All right, I'm really not on this boss's side anymore.
Yeah, no, not me neither. Not really. No, it's all weird. And if we're gonna change it, then this viol has to work. So,
it definitely. I don't know how to play, so like,
He
it
just
definitely
grabs
it's
it
like
away from you.
it does what it's supposed to do.
he grabs it away from you.
Beautiful Foley. Love
I
it.
just rolled a 25 on my performance check.
Yeah, it sounds. You know how in if you've ever played like a horror game or seen a horror movie, how they have that like high whining sound that comes from a string-ed instrument that sounds like, oh man, this is like anxiety building. Like, why the fuck is this sound here? That's like the natural sound. What this is tuned for is like the horror noises.
Yep. He plays a couple of scales and like, tunes it up a little bit. And he'll like play like a little trilling like something or other. Definitely like a skilled player. As he does so, he's proficient with the viol. So he's just like and he's all like, I have no idea how you put this together so fast, but
Oh, thanks. I used to be pretty good at making toys back when I was like graduating school.
yeah, no, I remember.
Yeah. Okay, so you talked to the Clown Echo. They seem very confusing to me. I don't think I'd ever have managed to get it. But what'd you manage to find out?
Whole lot of nothing. I mean, I know how the carnival changed hands now, but not really any relevant details. We're gonna have to talk to Witch and Light.
All right. You don't sound like you have a lot of fun doing that.
Well, you know, they're my bosses, and I try not to rock the boat too much. And that's
I don't
why this is
understand the
gonna
Fae very well. I just want to confirm this is not like actually a boat that we're talking about.
Actually, the what? What?
Like we're not actually on a boat. Like this is just like a
Oh.
metaphor.
Yeah, no, that's
Okay,
it's
I
a
just
me-
double checking.
Yeah, metaphorical boat. He hands the veal back to you. Anyway, you guys are gonna talk to Witch and Light. I'm just tagging along.
Okay, but yeah, like he'll be in the room with us, or like how are we gonna talk to them?
You guys will talk to them.
Well, like
Starts wandering
Well,
out of the storage room.
okay. Hey, I'm assume you have this figured out.
I just kind of like pack up the tools and try and slide the Tinker's toolkit with my other toolkits as I nonchalantly start putting things back into my bag.
Yeah, it was a gift from Clout.
Cool.
Definitely. Totally
Legal
freely
acquisition.
Yeah, no stealing here. You said your buddy needed some tools. You got some tools. Seems to work out.
All right. I'm gonna go try and find Lowry and Moon. Make sure Pamferdam doesn't get lost on the way there.
Clout definitely seems to know their way around a lot better than I do.
You mean Lowry and Vice?
What did I say?
Lowry and Moon, as if Lowry was two different people.
I mean,
We don't
Maybe.
know yet. It's a
It's
character
almost
development.
like it's hard for me to look at that face and think, his name is Vice. Anyway, I'm gonna go find Lowry and Vice.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, Vice, you and Lowry are like talking, like making your way back from the carousel, and I feel like there is that like, well, I gave her my name and some gifts. You didn't say anything, and like you're having the same banter that the two of you were having during our break, about like who clearly hit on the horsewoman more, if anything. When you see Clout and Pamferdam making their way, and Vice and Lowry both, you see the veal that Clout is carrying, except it looks like a big fucking scorpion.
Alright, so hey, we managed to make this in time. Well, I managed to make it, but Clout was talking to Thack. Anyway, so here you go. This definitely works, I promise. I would recommend not putting your face anywhere on the sides of it. They're a little bit sharper than I planned.
I was not aware that the carnival had a terrarium.
No, not that I found.
Eats. Right.
Oh, so what did you all manage to find stuff out while talking to who the heck were you going to talk to? I forgot.
oh, we went and talked to Diana, and then we met some unicorns. They were lovely.
Oh,
Clout, you know exactly what unicorns that Lowry is talking about. You hate those guys.
They knew
The
absolutely nothing.
We knew some things.
Knew a few things, but basically not anything new to our current situation.
really? Oh, then I don't think we're really good at this investigation stuff.
It's tough to be good at investigation when the people you're investigating don't have the information you need, or are, how did Diana put it, contractually obligated so that they can't speak about it.
Get blood from a stone.
That's a common clause in hag deals. By the way, speaking of hags, do you know anything about the hags that tend to send people here for those who don't have tickets or snuck in?
DM.
Make an insight check.
This is spectacularly tuned. I said you
Thank
didn't
you.
have a head for this.
Oh well, I like know how like the vibrations work in the instrument. I just really don't know like how to like put them together to make them sound neat.
15? All right. So with the 15 on the insight check, Lowry mentioned hags who send people here to steal things from people who do not have tickets. Which is a thing that you yourself was just thinking about.
Yeah. And what was the question that Lowry asked about the hags?
Oh, if you knew anything about it.
Not really, no.
Rats.
Again, your coworkers are contractually obligated to not really talk about that.
Exactly.
Okay,
People
so-
around here don't like talking about it.
There are hags that are stealing stuff.
Only if you don't have a ticket. I think.
So be mindful of how many holes have been punched. All of you.
Do we get like kicked out if we Clout?
You can
Do we
always
kicked
go
out if we
by
punch them
more.
all?
I'd be the one kicking you out, so probably not.
As you all remember from Eliwick talking to you about the tickets, once the 8 are punched, you can just go and get another ticket.
If we didn't go back and get another ticket, like if we just continued to be in the festival while having like a fully punched ticket, is that against the rules?
No. You just
I think
hang
it's
out.
for people. Yeah, I think it's for people who are trying to fully circumnavigate the system and not pay at all. Wings, you muted.
Not. It's just. It's acting weird. Hello.
Hello.
Do we have it? Frankie's purring directly into the microphone, so it's trying to noise cancel him out. Do we have enough time to go and check out that guy who's got a case of the grayscale?
Not yet. As it turns out that you have spent enough time building a veal, riding a carousel, reconvening again, that none other than the Big Top Extravaganza shall be happening here within minutes.
All right, I want to say that we start hearing like the opening music, the music that says better find your seats, folks. It's about to start. And Clout's like, all right, we don't have time for this. Hope you guys are ready. So let's go.
As we're heading over there, Pamferdam kind of taps at Vice.
Oh wait, can I get the VO back real quick? I forgot. I forgot to turn a thing on for you. It was gonna make it look really cool.
Hands the viol down to Pamferdam with a very concerned look on his face.
Well, I promise this is non-legal, so long as you make sure not to point it directly at anybody's faces.
And while we're walking, I'm going to use the Artificer's magical tinkering to apply a fancy little effect on it. It is now going to shoot out a small amount of what looks like venomous liquid that sizzles a little bit. Doesn't actually do anything and doesn't even leave a stain, but it will do that anytime you flourish.
Lovely.
Is the stinger's pointing at him, right?
So I was thinking maybe it could launch fireworks, a little, and if you just press this,
You might want to turn the tail so that it's more outward.
yeah, you'll figure it out.
Incredible. All right, so as you all make your way to the Big Top, you can see that there are posters that even say midnight, Big Top Extravaganza, midnight, that sort of thing. And as you arrive, the lights dim and a hush falls over the crowd. A second later, a spotlight illuminates a live elven figure sitting in a silver hoop, suspended above the center ring by silk ropes. The elf wears a dazzling suit of diamond-paned mirrors and a pair of butterfly wings. His scepter is topped with a spinning vane, much like a weather vane. Welcome, one and all, to this evening's extravaganza. I am Mr. Light. Prepare to be delighted. And as he says this, the ring spins as these lights are against him, and he is a human disco ball, or a humanoid disco ball rather, that is just lights upon the crowd, oohs and ahs. all of that jazz, as he then seems to disappear as the lights then spotlight down into the center. And in the center, you see that there is that several acts end up playing out. There is a bugbear who comes out, and this bugbear, he is a real heckin' cutie. I love him very much. His name is Burley. He is wearing what looks like overalls, some very nice boots, and then the top half of a jack-o'-lantern that is kind of like placed over his head, so it has like the angry jack-o'-lantern eyes to it. But he is performing like feats of strength, just lifting like small thing, bigger thing, heavier thing, and then like asking for members of the audience to come out, and he lifts like 5 members of the audience at once. Yes, Pamferdam, you can definitely come out and like be part of this large this burly bugbear's act of strength.
Oh!
Next up, you see like they bring in what looks like a clamshell bathing pool, and from it, this absolutely gorgeous merwoman begins to sing just this beautiful song that seems to woo the crowd as well. Directly after her, you see a monochromatic individual who looks like he has like a holly jolly look on his face that is like doing his best at a miming act. He's doing like the invisible box. Look. Oh, he's trapped in the box. What are you gonna do? And like you can tell he is not normally a mime, but with his voice being gone, he had to figure out something today to do for the show that they have been prepping for the last 8 years. Like, he had to figure something out. And so, by God, did he do his best. And, like, he's more like doing it for the children kind of thing. Like, this is very much like, hey, look at me. Like, I'm doing this, like, bass thing. And the kids, like, they love it. And then the individual that you had heard, his name was Ham, also seems like this, like, older dude, blonde hair, like, chiseled jaw, looking like Fabio with beady eyes, is also, like, really enjoying this. There's, like, a childlike wonder in this older individual's mind. And then you see that there are like these small fairy dragons with streamers that are attached to them that are doing like these wonderful aerial moves and acrobatics. And as they are doing their show, eventually it does regretfully come to meet its end. As it does, Mr. Light then asks a general question. And that is it for what we have going on here today. Thank you so much to everybody who decided to come on out, because that is all the time that we have for our regular performers. However, I am of the understanding that there might be some performers here within the crowd. So, we're going to open it up to the audience. Isn't that lovely? If there are any members of the audience that would like to come on down and showcase themselves to, say, a specific individual or maybe just the crowds themselves, you are more than welcome to. So, do I have any volunteers? And as he says this, you see the young tiefling lad who had like rushed into the carnival earlier in the day. He like raises his hand with like a look of just like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking do it. And his dad, who's half orc, like pats his back and like gives him a thumbs up, like, yeah, you could do it. And you see this tiefling kid like go out, and he's like breathing really heavy, and then like he looks, and like from where you are, you all can see that like he's looking at like one person in the crowd. It's not his dad. It's not his mom. It's not any of the people that he seems to come here with. But there was another girl that you had seen around his same age, a little bit more of like monstrous on one side of her face. And she just sort of like tucks her hair behind her ear as this young tiefling boy smiles, and you see like conjures up a little ball of fire. And he conjures up another ball of fire. And then he pops one into the air, conjures a third, and he starts doing a little bit of fireball juggling on his own to try and impress this other person. And he is successful. He is able to do 3. And then he, like, as he's doing it, he gets comfortable, looks over at the girl again, winks, adds a 4th one, and continues going. And the crowd just like Mr. Light is like, let's give it up. Like, let's give a round of applause for this young child, for this young thespian. What did you say your name was again? And he, like, casts a prestidigitation. Ollie! Let's give it a round of applause for Ollie! Congratulations, Ollie! And, like, you can see that the siblings that this younger girl had are just, like, giving her shit, like, boy likes you, boy likes you. And she's just like, oh, shut up. Like, you can tell, like, she's, like rosy in the cheeks at the prospect of this young tiefling boy, like, giving her affections. And, like, you can see, like, her dad is looking over at the dad of the kids, and they're just like, we're going to talk about this later and see, like, we're going to suss each other out, see if, like, this is going to be a good match for our kids to even, like, be talking to each other. Like, we'll figure it out. Next up, they also, again, ask for any performers. Again, the Fabio-styled individual quickly raises his hand, and he's brought out. Mr. Light asks him, and what is your name? Oh, big ol' handsome. Ham! And he's just... That's a very good name for you. Yes. All right, bruv. What is it that you can do today? And Ham, or the individual that has been identified as such, you see sets a sack onto the ground and pulls out what looks like 5 long swords. And he then takes one, kind of tilts his head back, extends an arm up, eats the whole sword, like hilt and all. And Mr. Light just, what? And he grabs another sword. And he proceeds to eat 5 swords, one after the other. He rolls spectacularly. And then just, ta-da! And Mr. Light is just like there's like a pause, like you hear some crickets, and then just, incredible! Let's give it up for, did you say your name was Ham? Let's give it up for Ham, everybody! The sword swallower extraordinaire! If you're looking for a job later, you need to really come on back. That was incredible what you just did.
I was just begrudgingly clapping like, we're fucked.
Vice leans over to Clout and just says, well, you can't say he doesn't have an iron deficiency.
And just like looks at you for a second. Sycamore seed?
How'd you, what?
Oh boy. He just laughs at you.
All right, does anyone else have a performance that they would like to strike out today?
Before Pamferdam can do anything, Vice holds a hand to their chest. Pause for dramatic effect. And he'll wait for Mr. Light to turn around before he stands and pulls out the violin and begins to play.
And there is a pause. Like, you can, like, it's like the Miyazaki hair raise of curiosity from Mr. Light. As just, ooh, who's this? As he, like, shoots his head around and just, well, it looks like a new challenger has entered the arena. You there, come on down. Oh, and you see him mouth, I remember you.
Vice continues to play as he's walking down the steps. His eyes are closed as he's focused.
As you're walking that way, I'm going to create a little fog trail behind you using minor illusion.
The melody starts very sad. And as he hits the railing, the guardrail, he stops playing, flourishes the baton, and takes a bow to Mr. Light. Fuck.
And Mr. Light looks at you. Was that roll a performance check for me?
Oh, I've got more. That's a 24.
Perfect. What is the rest of your performance? You only needed a 14 to impress him.
He, devilish smile on his face, hops the guardrail, and as he lands, just picks up a chord into this very jaunty song, and he will proceed to basically walk around the ring as he plays, kind of hamming it up for the people in the crowd.
Yeah, eventually, like, there is, like, the rhythmic claps of everyone here.
Clout sort of leans over to Lowry and says, now, go now.
Where Vice stops in his track, a large, what's it called? A large veiled lady mushroom will grow up behind him, creating a lace lattice-like backdrop behind him. And from that, shaggy ink cap mushrooms will grow around the edges. And Lowry will start lighting up behind him as he's protected by these mushrooms to create glittering colors against this lace lattice work behind him in time to his music with
All
fairy
right.
fire.
While she's doing that, like, Clout's like, good, that's good. Can you dance?
Are you asking Lowry or Pamferdam?
Lowry.
Oh no, I have 2 left feet. Why?
Right, okay, cool. Cool.
I'm also kind of busy.
Yeah, no, just keep up what you're doing. That's fine.
Actually, Vice will stop in front of Ollie, and as he's playing, kind of just side whisper, "Need a little help, lad?"
And he just, like, looks at you and just, like gives you a look like, I mean, it couldn't hurt.
He will motion for Ollie to come in the ring with him and lead him over to where that girl was sitting, and like do like the head nod, like, "Come on, dance."
Like swirl the fog around them, kind of like making the crowd back away a little bit. Give them a little mini stage.
You can see, like, her face is red. And the, like, little bit of reptile, like, scales that she has on her side of the face, like, a few, like, you see, like, a few more, like, grow on. Like, it seems like that is, like, a nervous tick that she has is, like, beasting out a little bit. But then Ollie, being the gentleman that he was, raised by some seafaring showmen, bows and extends a hand out, and the two of them dance. Albeit a little awkwardly, but Mr. Light, you just see, is, like, in the back, hands on his hips, like, foot tapping to the beat, big ol' smile on his face.
If for those of you in chat, the violin in the Flogging Molly song "Salty Dog" would probably be the jig.
Incredible.
Right? Clout is gonna start, like, clapping. And, like, he's like a loud clapper, so he gets, like, the rest of the crowd to start clapping too.
Oh, yeah. No, and it helps that the dads of these two are also loud clappers. So, like, the
But he's
three of you together are just, like, and it looks like it's one of those, like one of them, like, claps loudly, and the other, like, has this look like, that's not a loud clap. I can clap louder. And it's the half-orc who's, like actively, like, trying to clap harder than the other, whereas, like, the other dude is just like, yay, my kid's having fun.
Just kiss already.
That's the AU that you gotta pay money for.
Knights in the courtyard.
But he's like clapping in rhythm to, like, you know, try and get, like, the crowd, like, excited about it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not just, like, the polite, like, yes, a thing has happened before us. It's all like, no, this is a thing that we're all involved in. Yay!
Oh, yeah. No, and, like, this set continues for as long as you continue to play. Everyone's clapping. It seems like there are cheers. In the crowd, there is a gnome with a 10-string lute that is more just like, You crazy son of a bitch. You did it.
He's doing it. He's believing.
I do believe in bardic acts of kindness. And the song continues until eventually after reaching its fevered pitch, it begins to cool down, and the end of the set happens.
The end of the set is a lullaby.
And at this point, the two teenagers seem to like smile, and you see that she is holding on to his hand now, that they have danced together and enjoyed some time together, and it seems like the dads are more than happy to let their kids kind of walk off hand in hand.
Really quick, could I don't know, like a stealth roll to just casually bump into the tiefling lad to get him closer in?
Yeah, you can like stealth check to hip check him just a little bit, like a friendly hip check.
I want to roll athletics instead. No. That's 26.
26, yeah. There is a they go to like hold each other's hand, and you hip check him just enough where his hand then like shoots around like her back, and he's like holding onto her waist.
Yeah.
And they just like seem to walk off, and like again, they seem very they seem okay with the outcome of this. They both seem very happy about this. And that is the Big Top Extravaganza. Congratulations, you have solved my carnival puzzle. And the group of them, again, the audience members are all like just in such high spirits. If there was a meter for applause, it would be at like the max applausometer. And Mr. Light says, and I think with that is where we will call it for the evening for the Big Top Extravaganza. Come on by in the next 4 hours as we will elect the new monarch of the Witchlight Festival of our carnival. But I think we all know who is in the top running. And he points towards you, Vice, and like your general grouping, and then says, and with that, everybody, good night. And he claps his hands and bows, and like the lights turn off for a little bit, and then they begin to come back on much the same way as the end of a theater. And he comes up to you, you Vice, and you Lowry, and just, all right, listen, bruv, when you first got here and you were acting the shitter, I had my doubts. However, you put on wonderful shows. If you are ever looking for employment, the Witchlight Carnival is always hiring. Feel free.
Clout's gonna like push Lowry and Pamferdam up.
Yeah, Lowry had said that she was already there, like making mushrooms and doing all that. So really, like just pushing Pamferdam out.
Yeah, just like, and performers nothing without his backup. Sort of like, gestures.
Hi.
All right, listen, both of you, incredible. Give me about 15 minutes. Talk to Burley. He can escort you. Me and the other boss would like to have a word with you, yeah?
All right.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
Excellent. 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 And he says, excellent, pointing at Vice, excellent, pointing at Pamferdam, excellent, pointing over at Lowry. And I also need you to come along with them, Clout. There's, we need to have a talk.
Oh, sorry, Clout.
Sorry, bruv. Anyway, see you all in about 15? Yeah? 15? All right. Break. And he tumbles away laughing to himself and just goes up to different. That was incredible, wasn't it? Yeah, that was a really good show. I know, he swallowed like 5 swords. I don't know how. Like, what is his stomach like? He must have an iron deficiency, am I right? And like, as he says that, everyone else like starts cheering, and Vice, you have that like, that was my joke.
Motherfucker.
Lowry laughs like it's the first time she's heard it.
I don't like it here. I wish to move along. I want a different job.
Oh, sorry. I guess you kind of got dragged in anyway, Clout.
Do anything.
Maybe he wants to congratulate you for finding new talent.
Signing bonus.
Clout, you kind of got the idea and the tone. This is not about a raise
No,
or a
yeah,
time
you
off
don't-
request.
You don't ever want to get a text that says we need to talk followed by nothing. This is high anxiety moments here.
And so, as the carnival comes to, or as the Big Top Extravaganza ends up coming to its close, sure enough, Burley, the bugbear, the strong man, comes up to you and says, "Boss would like to have a word." I assume you all know. He said that he would like to have a word with you anyway, so I saw him talking to you. At least through
Lead
one
on,
eye. I can't see
then.
shit through this sometimes. And he kind of like readjusts his jack-o'-lantern head. Kids love it though.
Hurley, was it? Yeah.
Glad you were paying
Oh.
attention, mate.
Yeah. Lead on, sir.
Of course, this way. Now remember, we are going to be going into a staffing area, so as long as you keep your arms and legs inside of the walkway, they'll stay on your person. I'm
They're
just
like
fucking with you. It just would really bum everybody out if you did that.
Is there like a weapons check-in, like a coat rack?
Alright, I'm gonna make it very clear. You saw me lifting all those guys, right?
That was really cool.
I lifted you as well, hey, little guy.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna make it exceedingly clear. If you pull out weapons on Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, I will remove that weapon from your arm whether or not that arm is still attached to your body. Right? Alright.
Yes.
Right.
No trouble. I was just making sure that there are
Cool.
the rules and regulations in place.
Just don't attack the bosses.
Not gonna
Physically
do
and
that.
verbally.
Right, guys?
Do people normally do that
No.
a lot?
They do not. And you know why?
Okay.
Because they see me lifting 5 guys in there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to know what the best and worst part about all of that is? I'm not the one you should be afraid of.
Lovely.
Anyway, bosses around here.
So how long have you worked here, Hurley?
Me, I've worked here about, 16 years, something like that.
They're just walking and talking small talk.
Yeah. Until eventually you make it to where this wagon is. And at the wagon, you know, Clout, that this is where your boss's office is. It's a little bit larger. It's more of like a like a Bordeaux kind of thing. Like it's meant to have like office styling inside, but again, it's stationary. It is a carnival wagon. And when you arrive, the door is opened up, and you can see 2 individuals sitting, standing, leaning inside of this carriage. And you see once again Mr. Light as this flamboyant elf grins at you from ear to ear as he welcomes you into the wagon with a theatrical bow. Please come in. It's a delight to meet you all. I am Mr. Light, and this is my associate, Mr. Witch. As he gestures to a stocky elf lounging on a bunk, Mr. Witch nods to you and offers his top hat. That was an actual lovely performance. Good job all around. Now, pleasure to meet your acquaintance. As Mr. Light has inferred, I am Mr. Witch. Who do I owe the pleasure of meeting upon this fine carnival day?
Well, I go by Vice these days. Pleasure to meet you, sirs.
I'm
You can
Pam.
call, you can call me Lowry.
Vice, Lowry. And you. He points towards you. Pamferdam.
Oh, I'm Pam.
Vice, Lowry, and Pam. Good as names as ever. And then, of course, Clout, thank you for joining.
Clout's
Now-
just standing in the back next to Burley. He just sort of like trying to like blend into the wall. He just sort of like waves really quickly.
I'm standing in between Clout and them, not really providing a good shield wall, but emotional support.
Now, I believe this is the first time meeting, well, all of you, except you, Pam. It's lovely to see you again. Glad that you bought a ticket this time around.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
nothing.
Oh, we would again like to extend our gratitude towards the lot of you. The offer, of course, stands that if you'd like to be hired, you are more than welcome to join the ranks of such lovely performers as Burley, Candlefoot, our fairy dragons, sometimes Clout when he wants to, hasn't in a while. But it is because of you all and your concentrated efforts to bring joy to this place that, well, the carnival has kept ticking, as it were. And that is rather quite why we were interested in talking with all of you on this fine day. You see,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
there are things that happen at this carnival that we dare not speak of. However, there are those who insist on attempting to get others to speak of it.
And as he says that, Clout, you're still like, he's talking to you, bruv! And Light, makes a loud point of that.
Yes, as it were. However, there is still an individual here, not amongst you all, but amongst a general audience who has decided to make a point of causing a little bit of mischief. Wondering if you could possibly help us out in catching them. Go by the name of Kettle Steam. At Kenku. Good at disguises.
Why exactly is this Kettle Steam trying to sabotage your dear little carnival?
Because they're trying to get us to talk about the things that we cannot talk about.
That's fun.
Always wonderful. Excellent work in the contracts, as it were. Devil in the details.
You're talking to one. In the event that we do catch Kettle Steam, what would you like us to do with them?
See as to why they keep causing problems, other than wanting to talk to us. If that's all that it was, well, I'm sorry. We only talk to the joy makers, not troublemakers here. Not really our job to make sure that everyone's having a good time. That's why we hire individuals whose job it is to make sure that everyone's having a good time.
It's my job, kinda, to have a good time.
Yes, I know. Mr. Light, you are the ringmaster. You do a wonderful job.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Witch.
Now, Clout, if you would.
And standing in front of your three companions.
I've been told by a certain sad clown that you are inquiring about questions that your co-workers cannot answer. Is this true? Why is it that you feel it necessary to ask these questions. One of the benefits of hiring you when you first came here is that you knew borderline nothing of this carnival or its history. Therefore, you could not then ask questions about its past. It made things rather easy, but now it seems like you are making things uneasy on yourself. So I must ask, why?
Yeah, bruv, if you could just, like, explain that real quick for us.
Wouldn't you?
What do you
Something-
mean?
Wouldn't you ask if you were in the same situation as me? There's all this weird shit going on. People are getting stolen from.
And the carnival owners sort of, like, shoot side eyes at each other.
I assure you that we know nothing as to the origins of where such thievery would occur, and if any of us saw such a thing, why, we would do our best to ensure that patrons were not stolen from of sorts.
Can we all clearly hear that?
Yeah, he's saying
Insight
it.
check.
Yeah, make an insight check.
I would also like to
23.
suss. Well,
Yeah, make some sus checks if you're feeling it.
Listen, it's my job to make sure that people are happy and safe
Oh,
here.
Danae.
Well, I'll tell you what, there are plenty of people who aren't.
All right, so
And that's an 11 from me.
23, 11. Vice, do you care to make an insight check?
Nope.
All right, cool. Pamferdam, man, these, like, honestly, like, yeah, it seemed a little suspect when you were talking about, like, overhearing people, like, getting robbed from earlier. And, like, I mean, you feel like you got robbed here at the carnival, but there's an air of honesty that's coming from them. Lowry, these guys aren't even that good at lying, all things considered. Like, you know that they are using a kind of doublespeak in that they say that no patron of the Witchlight Carnival is getting stolen from. They can ensure that. However, the people that you know who are getting stolen from do not have tickets. Therefore, they are not patrons of this carnival.
Excuse me.
Yes, you, with the mushrooms. Lovely hat, by the way. Love to get one myself. Just don't know where to find one, honestly.
Oh, thank you. I grew up myself. It has my
Wonderful.
friends on it.
That's a little strange, but it's a carnival.
Right. So, which one of you made the deal with the hag that prevents people who don't hold ticket, or that prevents people from holding tickets not getting stolen from?
When you say that, they both sort of like stiffen a little bit.
I
Really?
assure
No one else has sussed that out?
No, I hadn't.
Good madam, I assure you that no deal with hags was struck by myself or Mr. Light.
And you see that he gives like some quick side glances in a like, shit.
And if we had, I could assure you that there were certain things involved that would prevent us from addressing the topic directly. If we had, mind you. Entirely
hypothetical is what that is.
Right. Entirely hypothetical.
yes.
It would be
And-
a real shame if word got out that you have a hag problem on your premises.
Yes, it would. Which is another issue that we seem to have amongst our hands, which is we are, as a company, not allowed to discuss the thing that certainly did not happen, which is why, Clout, if you are so keen on searching and sussing this out,
And I'm afraid that you aren't really, you gotta have to choose, bruv. Can't really hear you, bruv.
I mean, choose between answers and working here.
That's kinda what it is. Yeah, to put it lightly. But if you seem so keen on it, we would like to offer you a severance package of sorts.
What severance package?
It would be a special tour of the carnival towards the end, heralded by myself and Mr. Witch, where we might go to some specific places, say some specific words, where we might not be paying attention to some folks that would be following behind us, and if, say, a certain door or something was left open, that would lead you to a set of individuals that we definitely did not make a deal with. It would not befall on myself or Mr. Witch if anyone were to go through said open door. However, if you maintain employment here at the carnival, you are not allowed on the tour. Simple as that, bruv.
Just like tug at Clout's sleeve.
Like, Clout, I could just tell you everything that we hear later. I don't know. You might kind of benefit from staying on a side job.
Yeah, but you guys are gonna leave.
Well, but I can just tell you what we learned before we leave. Like, you can hang out with us afterwards. Like, what time you get off work?
8 years.
Gosh, golly, that's a really long time. I don't think I'm gonna be able to hang out here that long.
He just sort of like looks down, like he rubs the back of his neck. Shit, it's been a good run.
And of course, Clout, the doors are always open for you and your friends should you decide to continue employment here at the Witchlight Carnival. But as long as, well, Thaco has decided to inform the others that you are nosing about, it is going to be difficult to convince the others to keep you on staff when they have to worry about their own employment every time you come around, whether or not you're asking questions whose answers cannot be answered. And knowing you, there will be an itch, the base of your spine, the back of your neck, that is going to keep itching and keep nagging until you find the answer that you seek. That is something that we have learned about you these last 8 years. And so, Clout, I regret to inform you that come sunrise, your contract here is terminated.
He just kind of gives them a grim smile.
And Mr. Light just shakes his head, smile on his face. Shame.
It's a real shame.
An absolute shame has befallen us this day.
Well, it's been nice working with you.
Likewise.
Seeing as we don't work for each other anymore, he like reaches out and or seeing as I don't work for you anymore, he reaches out. He's gonna kind of like shake hands with both of them.
Again, you have until the
terrible
morning.
observations I can make for him. He kind of like
It's still on the
points
clock.
it. He points at Mr. Witch and he says, "You've always kind of creeped me out." And he points at Mr. Light and he says, "You're a bit much, just a bit. You know, rein it back a little."
You hear that, Mr. Witch? He thinks I'm a bit much.
I know, Mr. Light, I know. It's a beautiful thing. We've tried so hard for so many years. Finally, you are a bit much.
There's a genuine chuckle from Vice.
Guess I'll go pack up. Turns around.
Again, you had until the end of the evening to make all of these decisions, but... all right. The rest of you, if you could... I believe you all have been asking questions as well. If it is answers that you seek, certain things that have been lost, definitely not stolen, perhaps accompanying Clout. and finding your way to these individuals that may definitely not have made a deal with two such carnival owners. Perhaps it would behoove you all.
Speaking of, do you have an inkwell and quill?
Do we have an inkwell and quill? Who does he think he is? Who do you think we are? Of course we do.
Cool. I made a promise with the unicorns. I'm gonna go do that real quick.
Oh, you're talking about all of them's. Yeah, sure thing, bruv. Here you go.
Oh, thank you kindly.
Hey, you want a paintbrush or just like a quill? Like, quill's probably gonna, like, run off. I mean, it's made of wood.
Yeah, paintbrush would too.
All right, here you go.
Thank you. Hypothetically speaking, if I were to try and find Clout later, where are the help tents?
Tents? Oh,
The staying accommodations.
bruv. I have no tents here. And he, like, motions beyond where you are, and it's like you entered at the outer ring of a ring of, like a ring of these Bordeaux's, it's like a caravan. Like, everyone sleeps out of these. It's just
okay.
like 4 down, really. And Clout, as you are making your way to your caravan cart where you had what little belongings you had with you, lean back on a crate, 2 pipes extending out of their mouth, smuggest grin.
This fucking guy.
Motherfucker's double barreling pipes?
Yeah, is none other than Thaco, who just
Clout like
Stab.
steps in, looks at him, and then just like pointedly ignores him, and he starts packing his stuff. Like it's a deck of cards, some clothes, a little bit of armor, a veal.
And Thaco just stands up, makes a big, grandiose movement of standing up. It was good working with you, Clout. And thanks for the pipe. And he just sort of turns around and with a sly swagger, he begins to walk away from you. And as he does, that is where we are going to call it for tonight's session. So I'd like to say...
Peace among worlds, Thaco.
Thank you for following! I don't know how to pronounce your name. Mopar HP03. Thank you. You came at a great time because we are about to do sign-offs. But it's always a great time whenever I can have these people on the channel. Hey, RJ, where can I find you? What do you do?
Unmute. Hey everybody, I'm RJ, and you can catch me at rjustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and sometimes stream with my friends. You can catch me here on Mondays as Calum, a Shatterkai wizard, in our Monday homebrew campaign. Thursdays, we are getting back to our Elegant Shadows, which is a hack of Good Society and Urban Shadows over at GGK, so come check that out. Saturday, I'm unsure of what we're doing. I think it's Mistborn. I'm not sure. Back over at GGK. Finally, on Sunday mornings, you can catch me over at the HypeGoblins channel, where I'm a player sometimes, then a DM sometimes. And finally back here as Vice. DanaeKeener.com.
That means it's me. Hey everyone, I'm Sarah or the Hype Goblin. You can find me on all the social media, including Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, but not on Facebook because I refuse. I do a lot of cosplay stuff, a lot of fun character stuff on social media. I run the channel that RJ just mentioned where we play TTRPGs. We do a lot of fun one-shots there as well, aside from our other campaigns. And we also play video games. So stop by, say hi, play some games with us. It's a good time. DanaeKeener.com.
And that is me next. Hello, everybody. I am Mediaflare. I am a voice actor and streamer and tabletop role player. You can find me either here or on my own channel, twitch.tv/Mediaflare, where I'm currently running a game where a group of people from this universe were pulled into the D&D universe and have access to their full meta knowledge and have to try and find their own way home. Other than that, if you're looking for someone else to join or run a table, let me know. I'm always looking for more work.
Hey everybody, I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. You can also find me at Danae Keener on Twitter. I've got a pinned tweet there that says all of the games that I am involved in and the schedules and the times that you can go and see and watch me play a game. DanaeKeener.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey, Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sundays. If this is your first time joining us, you can go towards anywhere audiocasts or blah, 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 blah. You can go to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures to check up on all the Jesus. You can go to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audiocasts are made available for free. There, I said it. Speaking of things that are being made available for free, we are going to be going into our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, available at patreon.com/Indoor Adventures. Like I said, it is free. It's just hosted on Patreon. So if you want to help support the show that way, I would appreciate it, and it would be awesome, because that way, eventually, we'd be able to pay our players. Right now, we're just paying for all of the subscription services and art and everything else that we use on the channel. So, you know, hoop dreams. We'll get there someday. But until then, we are going to be heading off to that after show, so I'd like to once again say thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. Thank you to these players for putting up with my bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!